Hey Francine, I'm really sorry. I hate to go on a business trip so soon after the wedding. The first day finally ended. Man, that was a long one.
Hey, honey, it's okay. I admire how hard you work. Work is work. It can't be helped, right? I'll be going to South Korea on business with work myself soon, so it's not like I can say anything.
Sorry to leave you all alone with my mom all of a sudden like this. It's not awkward, is it? Is she doing anything weird?
Why are you apologizing, LOL? Everything's fine, really. Your mom's really kind.
It is? Okay, I'm happy to hear it. What did you do today?
Well, I had to meet someone for work. Then your mom asked me to make a dog kennel. So I went and bought a load of wood planks and building materials at Home Center.
What, a dog kennel? Is my mom planning on getting a dog?
To be honest, I don't really know. I did ask her if she was gonna buy a dog, but she just told me it's a secret and got all evasive. Your mom can be surprisingly playful sometimes, LOL.
That's weird. Did my mom like dogs? I don't remember ever seeing her with one. But I do remember one time when I was a kid, I brought a little stray puppy home and she absolutely flipped out at me. She wouldn't let me keep it.
Maybe she's a little lonely now, what with your dad not being around and all.
I wonder, could it be that? I am pleased though, I've always wanted a dog.
I'm pleased too. It's nice to be able to help your mom out with things. DIY always was my forte. Just you wait, I'm gonna make the best dog kennel there ever was.
I can't wait to see it. Good luck. I have one more thing to look forward to when I get back now.
Don't worry, if she gets the dog before you get home from your trip, I'll send you tons of photos.
Please do. I'm really curious to see what kind of dog she gets. I'm heading for lunch with some coworkers now, so catch you later.
Okay, honey. I'm gonna jump in the tub, then get ready for bed. Nighty night. Linus, are you working right now? Please, will you reply when you get this? And please, I really need you to come home ASAP.
Francine, I'm really sorry. I just saw your messages. I was in a 3-hour business meeting. What happened? Are you okay?
Linus, your mom locked me out of the house.
Huh? My mom did that? She locked you out of the house? But why?
I have no idea why, but I suddenly started feeling sleepy while I was having a coffee with her. I don't remember anything else until... When I came around, I was outside. She came by with a gang of the neighbors to laugh at me just now. She said she has to instill some discipline in me because I'm a useless wife.
Discipline? What does that even mean? Where are you right now?
I'm in a kennel on a leash.
What the fuck? Sorry, but I'm not sure I understand. You're in a... what? Is my phone bugging out?
I don't understand either, Linus. I don't understand at all. If I talk on the phone, your mom might hear and come back out.
Do you mean you're on a leash? Like it's around your neck? Inside a dog kennel?
Yes. Well, to be specific, I'm just outside the kennel. Why is this happening? I'm so confused. If I had to guess based on how things went down, I'd say she most likely carried me out here and attached it while I was asleep. Luckily, I had my phone in my pocket so I could still contact you. But wait, that's not even the worst bit. She brought me out a bowl of dog food for supper after her and the neighbors got done laughing at me. This whole situation is so disgusting. I wouldn't mind so much if people couldn't see me, but this is just too much.
You wouldn't mind? No, this is unacceptable! You're in a kennel on a leash, Francine!
Does your mom think I'm a dog?
Why the hell would she think that? Just to make sure, when you say you're in a kennel on a leash, does that mean you're stuck and you can't escape?
Yeah, she locked the leash to the kennel with a padlock. But don't worry, I messaged one of my friends and they're gonna sneak into the yard real soon. The bit around my neck is made of leather, so she's bringing some scissors to cut it off with.
I see. Sorry, babe, I'm really panicking here. I'm coming home as quickly as I can.
I'm so sorry to mess up your business trip, Linus. Thank you.
I'm the one who should be saying sorry. I really mean it, Francine. This would never have happened if I didn't suggest you live with my mom while I was away. I'll do anything. Please forgive me.
I mean, I only have myself to blame. You made it very clear your mom subjected your past girlfriends to all kinds of crazy harassment. You told me that, and I ignored your warnings. If I just accepted what you told me, this would have never happened. So it's me who should be apologizing. I stubbornly agreed to live with her in spite of knowing her past. Felt super bad for her after losing your dad. I just thought it would be nice for her to have some company.
It's okay, babe. Just leave the rest to me now, okay? If my mom comes back outside before your friend gets there to rescue you, just play dumb.
Got it. I never would have imagined something like this would happen in a million years. In a certain sense, it's a valuable experience.
All I can do is apologize. I'm so sorry for all this.
Hang on, I should take a selfie. I probably won't get another chance like this.
Huh? Well, I mean, I guess that's true.
Done it. I'll show you when you get back. Be careful. Fly safe.
Linus, this is bad. Francine disappeared. Linus, are you there? I can see you read my messages. Reply.
What?
Not what? Is that any way to talk to your mother? Francine's gone. When I woke up this morning, she was nowhere to be found.
Mom, what the hell did you do?
What did I do? I didn't do anything. If I had to guess what you were talking about, maybe I did play a little joke on her that could be interpreted as having been a tiny bit mean.
A tiny bit mean?
Hear me out. Have you noticed how that girl's always smiling to herself absent-mindedly? Or how she sits like a sloth watching TV when there's very clearly housework to be done? Well, that's just not good enough for the wife of any son of mine. Which is why I decided to instill some discipline into her. You should have seen her! She was really quite the sight. Me and the neighbors were in stitches. My stomach still hurts. I wanted to show you too, Linus. It's a shame you were away on business. Oh, you heard, did you? Well, that's just great. Wait, what? How the devil was she able to get in touch with you?
She has a phone, you know. All she had to do was message me. More importantly, I need you to tell me why the hell you would do something like that. Do you know how upset she is? Seriously, Mom, stop screwing around. This is no joke.
Like I told you, that girl needs to learn some discipline.
Why do you constantly interfere in my life like this, Mom? All the way back to when I was a kid, to my very first girlfriend. Remember the time you gave her a box of bugs for her birthday? Do ya? Because I do. Then there was the time when my girlfriend from college came over and you did nothing but mock her relentlessly because she grew up without a dad. In spite of all that, Francine was still kind enough to give living with you a shot because she wanted to keep you company. She was being kind to you, and this is how you repay her? And you know what? She did that in spite of my warnings. I told her living with you was a bad idea, and she ignored me because she didn't want you to be lonely. You trample on the good of others without even a hint of shame or remorse. Why are you like this?
Linus! I see Francine's got you wrapped around her little finger. She's poisoned you and turned you against me, has she?
Poison? She's done nothing of the sort. In fact, she probably has more patience for you than I do. Or at least she did. The only one who's poisoned here is you!
I had no choice! That girl is so slovenly that someone just had to teach her some manners. It was for her own good. First of all, what the hell is this job she does? Stylist? Pfft, I've never heard something so ridiculous. Can you think of anything more useless? A job for degenerates and delinquents if I've ever heard one. A woman's place is in the house. What good is she as a wife if she doesn't devote herself entirely to you and the housework?
I already told you she's in the process of quitting at the salon so she can spend more time at home. Do you ever listen to me?
And that's not the only thing. There's a good, legitimate reason for me deciding to discipline her.
What's that? Do tell me, this should be good.
Believe me, Linus, I know something that's going to shock you. A sordid secret of the most outrageous kind.
Francine has a secret?
I really didn't want to have to tell you this, but your wife is cheating on you.
Like hell she is! Francine's the last person in the world who would do something like that.
It's the God's honest truth. I've spoken to all of the neighbors at length about this, and we're all in agreement. There's no doubt about it. She's two-timing you, son. How are we so sure, you ask? Well, sometimes when you're out at work, she leaves the house for long periods of time with all these bags. On top of that, there's this guy who pulls up down the street. She gets in, and they drive off together. Plain as day for all to see. Then later on, he drops her off again. All of the neighbors have seen them. Brenda, Mavis, Dorothy. They all know. Everyone knows what your wife's up to except you, Linus.
So what? What does any of this prove?
I was so perplexed about what might be in the bag she's taking with her that I snuck in a look while she went to the bathroom one time. Because my instincts are as sharp as they come, and I just knew there'd be some kind of proof in there. And lo and behold, when I did, they were full of PVC leather clothes. There were more belts than I could even count. In short, they were full of things that normal, right-minded people would have absolutely no use for, and really probably be disgusted by. I was so shocked, I almost fainted to think I'd been living under the same roof as a woman with such tastes. She puts on those clothes and uses those awful tools on her lover while you're away at work. I'm sure of it.
I see.
I'm just trying to save you from her wicked clutches, Linus. Can't you see? Everything I do is for you, son. Always. Which is why I'm certain the reason she disappeared today while you were away on business is so she and her pervert lover could run away and be together for good.
Because this guy you're so convinced is her pervert lover is the idol you're obsessed with.
I'm sorry? Excuse me?
The guy you and all the other old women from the neighborhood have been completely obsessed with lately. The guy she goes out with is Jay Woo, the K-pop idol. You know, the one who makes cameos in all your favorite dramas. Francine used to be a stylist.
What? What? Francine was Jay Woo's stylist?
That's right. He's been touring the US for a while now, right? Well, he hired Francine when he first came over because of her extensive experience in the industry, and she managed him for years. Even despite her having mostly retired now to be a stay-at-home housewife, he still offers her work every now and then, and the pay is so good she'd be stupid to say no.
Are you saying your wife is meeting up with the Jay Woo?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, because it's her job.
Can I meet him too?
I knew that was coming. This is exactly why we didn't tell you. Because it's you, I knew that not only would you pester her to meet him, but you'd also go bragging about it to the neighbors. And bugging Francine about meets, pictures, autographs. I knew we'd never hear the end of it. So I decided it was best we didn't tell you. The clothing and belts you found while you were snooping through my wife's things were costumes for the music video to his latest song, You're the Apple to My Pie.
Oh my god, what? His latest song? This can't be! You're lying! You're lying! You're lying! You're lying! Jay Woo's gonna wear that?
Which is why Francine is doing nothing wrong and has absolutely nothing to feel guilty about. This is her job, and I respect her for how hard she works. So I suggest you drop this absurd, hurtful misunderstanding and correct the neighbors about the lies you've told them while you're at it.
Fine, leave it to me. But still, you can't blame me for asking. If Francine and Jay Woo are so close, then wouldn't it be unreasonable to think she could pull some strings and arrange for me to get a ticket to his next concert, right?
I'm sure she could, if she wanted to. He goes out of his way to hire her despite the fact she's a full-time housewife now after all. It's pretty clear how much he trusts her.
I think I owe Francine an apology.
Yes, clearly you do. But now that I think about it, I doubt you'll ever get the chance. She has no intention of going back to your house after this.
Excuse me?
What do you mean, excuse me? Can you actually say you're surprised? Who in their right mind would want to go back to a house where all the neighbors saw them kenneled up like a dog and think they're cheating on their husband? Let's say, just for argument's sake, that she did want to go back. It still wouldn't be happening, because I won't allow it. You'll never see her again.
Come on, Linus! This all came about through some silly misunderstanding. Can't we just let bygones be bygones?
You think you get a get-out-of-jail-free card because you made a misunderstanding? You think you get to do whatever the hell you want because you made a misunderstanding? You have so little concept of right and wrong that you're actually dangerous. I'm ashamed to say I'm your son.
Come on, Linus, don't be so stubborn! I'm sorry for everything I did, really! I am! I'll do anything! Would you have me on my knees begging for forgiveness? Please, just bring Francine along and let's all live together happily again! I'll devote myself to mending fences with her. I'll make up for everything! A few months from now, we'll all have forgotten about this, and me and her will be best friends!
You think my wife would be best friends with someone who leashed her up in a kennel and fed her dog food? You're only saying this because you want to use her to get to Jay-Woo. I can read you like a book. You're so transparent it's actually creepy. Oh yeah, I'm selling the house too.
What on earth are you thinking?
I'm pretty sure I should be the one asking you that.
This is too sudden. It's not fair of you to spring this on me now.
I decided yesterday, so I guess you could say it is pretty sudden.
Please, wait! Think this through! I'll have nowhere to live if you sell the house. Would you have me out on the streets? Your own mother?
What are you talking about? Don't you have a new house?
Huh?
Don't worry, I'm not taking that. It's all yours, the kennel.
My mother-in-law immediately sent me a groveling apology message. If I'd have known it would come to this, I might have told her about the situation with Jay-Woo from an earlier stage to avoid the hassle. But I know that if I did, the pestering for meets, autographs, pictures, and concert invites would have been endless. Just as we expected, after all this went down, she immediately went around the neighborhood bragging that her daughter-in-law was Jay-Woo's stylist. However, all the old women from the neighborhood she'd been gossiping to apologized to me with their heads hung in shame, which made me think they possessed a little more decency than my mother-in-law. But I quickly realized I was wrong when they immediately started begging me for tickets to Jay-Woo's concerts the moment they thought they were forgiven. I was deeply disappointed when I was forced to accept that they were all, my mother-in-law included, beyond saving. That said, I did make it clear that my mother-in-law had been lying to them all about me. I heard that she got treated like a pariah ever since, and now she's all alone with no one to badmouth others or gossip with. How tragic. After that, I hired a moving company to take all my belongings from the house. Linus was there to watch over things and make sure his mom didn't make any desperate last-ditch attempts at revenge. But far from it. Actually, all she did was curl up in the fetal position in the corner, crying her eyes out. Naturally, we told the moving company to see to it that all her belongings were left in front of the dog kennel in the yard. In the end, our attempt at living together ended in failure. But even so, I'm super happy we were able to give her the kennel as one final goodbye present. By the way, I still have the selfie I took of myself in the leash on my phone. The whole story was so ridiculous it even makes me laugh now, years on. Now that it's all behind us, in a weird way, I'm actually pleased it happened. It's a great memory in all sorts of ways.
Stella, can I talk to you for a moment?
Alan, taking a break now? I'm on a break too, so it's fine. What's up?
Well, you know about the gift for Mother's Day for our mom, right? I've been thinking about it for a while, you know? I've finally made a decision, so I wanted to let you know.
Ah, you mentioned it before. By telling me, does that mean you're planning to give something relatively expensive?
Exactly. Well, it seems tough to cover it with just my allowance. If it's okay with you, Stella, could you contribute some money? What do you think?
Since your mom has been taking care of me too, it's totally fine for me to chip in. Well, it depends on what it is. What are you thinking of sending?
I'm thinking of sending her on a trip. Mother's Day is right before vacation, right?
A trip, huh? If we go, it'll be during vacation, right?
I have work too, so that's how it will be. I thought we could make it an early present. Since we only have one parent, I don't think she has ever been on a trip or anything. I think she'll be really happy.
Did you talk to her about this?
Before I contacted you, she called me. I briefly mentioned it to her at that time. She said it's okay to go for about 2 nights.
I see.
I know that a trip can be financially challenging, but I want to show a giving back to her. Can we somehow manage to use our savings?
Well, it's true that she has taken care of us. Okay, I'll cover the remaining amount.
Really? Thank you. Mom will be happy too.
You're welcome. The details of the trip haven't been decided yet, right?
We decided on it today, actually. She said she'd like to go to a hot spring if we go. We're going to plan to discuss it again.
Then, let me know once the details are confirmed. I'll withdraw the money.
Thank you so much. I know it's going to be a lot of trouble, but I'm counting on you.
But are you okay? Vacation is coming soon, isn't it? From now, all the hotels must be fully booked, right?
I'll look into that, including availability. Well, we've made some preliminary arrangements, so I think it'll be fine.
I see, that's good then.
Also, I'm sorry to say this to you, but for this trip, I want it to be just us, without you. I know it will make you feel lonely, but
I understand. It's your first trip together as a parent-child duo. I'm not completely oblivious to the situation. So go and enjoy it, just 2 of you.
I really appreciate you. In return, I'll accompany you during the rest of vacation.
Remember what you said, okay? I want to visit my parents' house and go out for some fun too. Make sure you keep me company, alright?
Of course. I'll do my best to make sure you have a good time. Well then, I'll get back to work. Thank you so much for this time.
Got it, I'll get back to work too. Good luck, Alan. Alan, how's it going for you? Have you arrived at the hotel already?
We just checked in a little while ago. We're discussing where to have lunch with her right now.
I'm glad you arrived safely. I looked up some websites briefly. And there are many delicious things in the area, right? What are you planning to eat?
I'm torn between Chinese food and sushi. Both places look delicious.
Lucky you. Now I feel like having something to eat too. Maybe I'll get some Chinese food for lunch today.
In that case, we'll go for sushi.
Don't compete in weird ways. But it's really good. I'd love to go to a hot spring too. Take me there next time, okay?
Let's go on the next long weekend or something. By the way, I'm really sorry.
Huh, what's wrong? Why the sudden apology?
Well, Stella, you've listened to my selfishness, right? And because of that, I'm making you feel lonely. So I'm really sorry.
It's fine, really. Besides, she's been good to me too. I gave my approval for this trip, remember? I'm not suddenly concerned about it or anything.
Thank you, really.
Instead, since you're already there, you should have fun. It would be pointless if you can't enjoy yourself because you're worried about me. You should apologize to her.
You're right about that. I'll decide to enjoy myself to the fullest now.
That's right. Just make sure you give me your full attention when you return. For now, cherish the time with her.
That's what I'll do. Thank you so much.
It's your first trip with her, after all. Usually, you go to visit her alone. But occasions like this should be treasured.
As much as I enjoy it, I'll definitely buy back some souvenirs for you. Should you look forward to it too?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
And I know this might not be the best timing, but I'm planning to go out for drinks tonight. It's been a while. We're planning to do some sightseeing tomorrow morning, so I might be late if you try to contact me.
If that's the case, it's totally fine. I'll refrain from contacting you unless it's an emergency.
I'd appreciate it if you could do the same. Well then, I'm going out to eat. See you later.
Let me know as soon as you wake up.
I just woke up. By the way, I checked the call history and you've been calling since last night. What's with the phone calls? We're on a trip with my mom, so stop calling so much. Didn't I ask you to refrain from calling yesterday?
I said to only contact you if it's an emergency, right? But you haven't been answering at all, and it's causing trouble.
I'm sorry about that. So, what happened after all?
Your mom passed away. The funeral is scheduled for the day after tomorrow.
What? What kind of joke is this? I don't understand.
You don't understand? That's my line. Aren't you on a trip with her? But last night, I received a call from the hospital saying, your mother-in-law is in critical condition.
Is it true? Where are you right now?
I've been at the hospital since last night. I found it strange because you two were on a trip. Then I received a call from a relative and rushed there immediately. I've been calling you the whole time, you know?
No, wait a minute. Seriously. Is that true that my mom passed away? You're joking, right?
So I'm telling you what happened. When I arrived at the hospital, she was already gone. They were doing mortuary care on her when I got there.
This can't be true. Anyway, I'll come back right away.
About that, you know. You don't have to come back.
Huh? What are you talking about? She's my mom, you know?
That's exactly why. What were you doing when your own mother was in critical condition? Lying to me and probably having an affair, right?
Stop with these baseless accusations. I haven't done anything like that.
Then who are you on this trip with? Your mom is here. Where are you? Can't say anything, can you? Because that's the truth.
Even if I were having an affair, so what? What does that have to do with my mom?
Because it's relevant, I'm telling you.
What are you talking about? Where's the relevance?
When you occasionally went back to her house alone, it wasn't to visit her. It was just an excuse for your affair, right? Even more, you were also asking her for money.
Why are you bringing up that now?
The auntie who contacted me told me about it. She said that you only visited your mom when you were with me, and that she struggled financially because of the money you asked her. I was really surprised because I didn't know any of that.
But even so, that doesn't justify this, right? The fact remains that I'm the only child of my mother. Do you have the right to stop me from visiting my own parent?
I don't have that right. I can't even stop you from attending the funeral.
Well then, that's fine. Stop interfering.
But you know, it's not just my opinion. It's the collective sentiment of all your mom's relatives.
Everyone.
They don't want to meet someone like you. They're saying, don't come to the funeral. You don't have the qualification to bid farewell to a mother to who you caused suffering and betrayed your wife. Understand?
Don't mess with me. I'm definitely going, all right?
Oh, really? Well, do as you please then. Well, I don't think they'll let you in, though.
What do you mean by they won't let you in?
You'll find out when you come and see, won't you? Well then, I have preparations for her funeral. So please don't contact me anymore.
Hey, Stella. Say something to them too. They're not letting me in at all.
Didn't I tell you yesterday? They won't let you in. Have you finally understood?
Why can they let you in and not me? I'm a real son, you know.
It's just that they don't want you to attend. All the relatives are saying that if you come, they'll turn you away. In fact, they won't let you in, will they?
But even so, this is just unbelievable. It's seriously annoying. Whose mother's funeral do you think this is?
I don't think complaining there will make any difference. Anyway, just be quiet and behave, all right?
No, I'll definitely go in. I'll go and have a talk with them. Seriously, it's impossible to reason with them. They said, how dare such an unfilial child like you show up? Seriously, stop joking around.
Have you given up already? It's obviously a waste of time, and the funeral is about to start soon.
That's exactly why. You're inside, aren't you? So tell them to let me through.
Of course, I do not want to, right? Why should I have to help you? Let me tell you, I feel the same as everyone else. In fact, it's because you never paid attention to her until now, right? So why is it now?
I never expected things to turn out like this.
You're the one who caused all this, you know? And yet you still look like it's not your fault. How shameless can you be?
Don't get mad at me just because I had an affair. It's said having an affair is a sign of a man's worth, right? Just let it go and let me in already.
It's up to us to decide that. Don't act defiant and say things that make no sense. And by the way, don't try to force your way in. If you do, I'll call the police.
Don't make a big deal out of it. I just want to bid farewell to my mom.
Even if that's the case, no one wants that. So, it's pointless. Plus, it would be troublesome if the police were called, right? It would be troublesome for me too, so just wait in silence.
So you're okay with me having an affair?
Huh? Why do you think that?
Because if your husband gets arrested, it would be troublesome, right? So, does that mean you're not concerned about the affair?
Never! I just don't want the divorce process to be a hassle. I have no intention of forgiving you and the woman you had an affair with. I'll take as much money as I can from you.
No, seriously, give me a break. I'll give back to you for this trip's expenses. So please forgive me.
How are you going to repay? You didn't have that money, so you lied to me and went on the trip, right?
Well, my mom passed away, right? That means there are mom's properties. Considering that, it would be a loss to get divorced now, you know? You understand that much, don't you?
I can't believe you're saying such things when you're at a loss for words. It was the right decision not to let you in, after all.
What do you mean by that?
That's the reason why we're getting a divorce, because you don't understand that. Got it? Just stay quiet. Don't say anything that will embarrass my mother-in-law any further.
Is that really okay? Don't you also want some? If we get divorced, you'll definitely regret it.
I would regret it if I had stayed as your wife. So let's get divorced. It's the choice that won't make me regret. After that, I ignored his contacts and the funeral ended without any issues. After the funeral, he confronted me about the divorce, but with the help of the relatives who were present, I managed to silence Alan. We went to the city hall together and submitted the divorce papers, and we got divorced. As for her money that he had been talking about, there was no significant inheritance to speak of, especially considering that he had been begging for money. Additionally, he had to pay me alimony, and he broke up with his affair partner. Now, he lives a difficult life. After the divorce from him, I enjoy my independent life. I regularly visit my ex-mother-in-law's grave, reporting on my current situation and cleaning the grave. Even though I divorced him, his mom is still an important mother to me, so I will continue to live without forgetting that.